I've spoken at length about the reasons I am voting no against Judge Kavanaugh. Some of those have to do with his temperament, judicial temperament, his lack of truthfulness, his impartiality, and I really believe he's not the right person to promote to go up to the Supreme Court. But this is more than about a Supreme Court seat. This is about building a culture of support for survivors. Last week we all heard Dr. Christine Blasey Ford tell an incredible story that had happened to her, and she hadn't told many others. And I'm very proud of her, I believe her, and I believe it's changing the culture. One of the things that's resulted for me and my job here in the Senate is many of my constituents have written about their stories, about their lives, about being sexual assault survivors, and what it really means to them. And it's just impossible to tell you how I feel when someone emails me or writes me and say, I'm only telling you, I haven't told anybody else, and then tells this incredibly powerful and moving story. So I thought I would just share some of the things they've said. I've asked their permission. I'm not going to use their names, but some of the things they've said about sexual assault and what happened to them. The first person who writes said, I'm angry because I feel the need to relate to strangers what I've never told anyone. I've not kept to myself out of shame or fear or any other reason, but that I didn't find any logical purpose to tell my experiences from my youth. I've not told my husband, parents, friends, nor even a therapist. Another woman told me her story, and I repeat it here. As I listen to the testimony of Dr. Blasey Ford, I'm taken back to my own experience of attempted sexual assault. I was suddenly back in that moment and that room with all the feelings of terror, fear, and anxiety. It was 43 years ago when I was in law school in Houston, Texas, but it may as well have been yesterday. Coming home one night, late, a man was hiding on my porch and came up behind me saying he had a knife and to go inside. When he was on top of me, I kept saying, you don't want to do this, and I'm going to throw up. I kept talking to him and resisting and finally pushed him off. He left. I remember vividly everything about those moments, but I don't remember the date, the exact time, or many other details. I will always remember his face. I did not call the Houston Police Department. I told my older male boss the next day, who said, quote, are you going to need therapy about this, end quote. I told my friends, I believe you, Dr. Blasey Ford. Thank you for your courage. And finally, these words really seem to sum up the feelings of so many women across the country. Another woman constituent of mine wrote, how can any woman feel like she will be fairly represented on the Supreme Court or anywhere else by someone like this? My message to survivors all across the country is we're proud of you, we believe in you, we're going to create a culture of support. Thank you.